Yeah, blizzard, this kind of weather is the perfect time to do crimes. We knew cops gonna have a hard time coming because of the wind, the blizzard. There's not gonna be RCMP coming over, that's it. As you can see, I got a whole bunch of tattoos. This one here is, it's me one time. Death. I thought I was dead. That's what it represents. They spoke kind of like for themselves, you know? They spoke for me. I prayed to the devil a lot when I was in the middle of something. That's who I replaced God with for a while, the devil himself. For about 12 years, 13 years, that's all I did, B&Es. Then 1990, I seemed to graduated into something else. It was something heavier, something more exciting looked like at the time. I got charged for the first time for assault. I seem to like it. Not that I like hurting people, it's just something I thought I had to do.
Tony, when I first met him, was a young offender. He was 17 years old. We heard about this extremely violent guy that was in the young offender unit at Yellowknife Correctional Center. I went to interview him. And what shocked me more than anything was he was this guy that was about 100 pounds. You could see the anger in his face. And he's short in stature, and yet he was extremely violent and really a scary dude, even at that time in his life.
I've known Dave for like 20, almost maybe 30 years. I've known Dave. I
think Tony has done probably well over 20 years, 22 years or more in the prison system. Just in and out. What a friend of mine used to call doing life on the installment plan, that was Tony.
Dave, young offender nito, nung ako yung marilok si Moya, 86 evicted daw from young offenders. Take ko sa 2 yari ako si Mamata Dave, take an idok to me. Piwi na ko riwaro Dave. Kasi piwi akayo si Mamiga mo from him. Harley Davidson kanga, tayo I got attracted to Dave.
What I saw in Tony is that he never had a chance. He couldn't see in himself his own potential. And I told him back then that Tony, I know you don't believe in yourself, but I believe in you. And we, the Salvation Army and myself, will believe in you until you believe in yourself.
Kasi ano siya po ilok si mangiwen tang may mawan niya. Mga siya po nakatang na kuwarwak din. Kaya makisi na takurok sa mangita tayo may tubong ni takurok sa mangita kayo. Kaya matakuya na iya mana matatat kita kuya kat na mata inaw pa dia ro duma. Kaya tayo makakatang niya.
Hey.
How was trip?
That was good. Long though.
Long?
This is your family?
Yeah. Gabriel? Judy? My youngest? kaus sa kakit ka makaya takto nga. Ino siya, unikasok ko kalawang mo. Kaya nangyaruyak to siya katakama. Tema, Dave, man na to siya kasi matami ako. To siya ikan nila ako. Asian mi kayok tawin na ako yakatangin mi ang matay suma. Huwag nga rila problems tulungin nyo. And when I heard your name, I wasn't there to shake your hand. I think you know that. I was only there to hurt the system. That's how it worked. That's just how it worked. How can I hurt this person? How can I hurt this center, you know? How can I get my way? That sort of thing, you know? It just didn't work out that way. And I was the first one in young offenders in Salvation Army. Yeah. And the first one to get evicted. Yeah. I've never seen anybody get evicted from jail.
You came pretty close to driving us all crazy, for sure.
I just fought a lot. I just didn't take any shit from anybody. Just trying to be a top dog, you know? I didn't obey any rules. I don't know, somehow I got to like it maybe. It just, fighting becomes part of you. And you want to send a message across, you don't mess with this person, or you don't mess with me, that kind of thing, you know?
About survival, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. I traveled around in young offenders. I got booted from one place to another. Everywhere you go, it's kind of scary, like, especially when you don't have another language. Yeah. I didn't have another language other than my language. We didn't understand each other, you know. I didn't understand the world, and they didn't understand mine either. But I wish I could see, I wish everybody can see where I've gone, you know. Yeah. I wish they would understand then. They would see the Tony then and Tony now.
Not the same person, eh?
No. I wish...
Yeah, you don't even think the same.
No. I don't hurt people anymore. I wish I do sometimes, but I can't. I wish to hurt a lot of them. And I know I can.
It's an ongoing issue, right? Anger, the wiring in his brain, the way that he's dealt with anger in the past is still there. And he's still got that pain, and so to be back in his community, to be working with people that he's working with, being triggered himself is going to be something he's going to have to watch for. Compared to where Tony was when I first met him to now, there's no comparison. He's come such a long way. He's a father now, and he talks about, I got responsibility. My kids come first. He's married. Wow.
Namikya kinalawaktatin nananinas kalwaktagi sumisuri pisimatkitang mangangma sakkusimayan na kuya katinaktawa kagisiyan kaulumimman kinakatak yung milaro ka inukataw tunarawa makanigitiyan ako inaro nakdanga imango na suwak nga suro ay tamigak ko inukataw yung magid yung akitung magkaro imauro ko nagid uwang atulok tanga tiwat ko luang imiga kikat yang nang ito ulumat atung aktu takka kununga kay susugiya wat tayo ikalwak tunga ko sumwa kamiyan na yung migama kisya ni suyan na raw yung ani au yuyaw yung naktunga ningaw mamun.
Neuroscience says that rage creates the same sort of chemistry in the brain and that reward system pathway as drugs do. It produces dopamine, starts pumping out, and it becomes, and I can identify it, getting addicted to anger really is kind of what it's about. And that's kind of where Tony was at. I think he was just, all he knew was anger, violence, hated the world, and constantly in a fight with everybody. Now to see him reaching out to young people to hear his heart, that he cares about the community. He wants to give back.
Welcome to the Civic. I'm giving you a tour around. As you can see, they're playing games right now. This is meeting room. They do this every Friday. It's all good. And this is kitchen where they bake and make meals for preschool students. And this is Tony Kalluk. She's one of the counselors at Illisak Civic. She's my co-counselor and she's my counselor at the same time. And this is after-school program. These are the students. These are workers here. These are teachers. This is Jake's office, the coordinator.
There's people in Tony's office every single day. They come and talk to him every single day about their issues. And they might not even, if you walked into their conversation, it might not even sound like, oh, they're talking about some big issue, right? But they're there talking about life, their life, and they know that Tony's there and they can talk to him.
And welcome to the library, community library. This is where they do drop-ins at night at 7 till about 10:30 or 10. And welcome to my office. This is my office. This is one of my friends, my client.
There are people that were having suicide ideation that Tony has talked to and stopped at that particular moment, or talked into a different choice at that particular moment. He's saved lives, so that's the depth of his impact that he's had.
We're going on a trip today out in the land with my buddy Dave and one of my clients, Martin. And this trip is it's kind of like a healing journey. People used to do that to me when I was troubled. Take me out in the land. And I found out it did me good. So I decided to ask Martin if he wanted to go, and his answer was yes, I'd like to go. What I'm doing with Martin is part of counseling, yeah. If I had a choice to be here for 2-3 months, I would, and keep Martin. And I know it's doing him good, even without me really talking to him. Maybe it's the chance he needed, peace. Hi, Martin. Hindi ka nipa.
Kanengi takanapalut.
Ang kaya niyo si Karok si Mobi. Tinundak pa.
Kau magita ko.
Asyik.
Pinasarong migik ko.
Asyik.
Aniwi na si Tiatun na lang niya mo.
Yari ko pa diya kumain nga. Ani ko si Mat yung niyawang niya. Martin needs me. I know that. I believe in him. And maybe that's all he needs, is someone to believe in him. Make him believe in himself again.
This is my longest time being on sober for sniffing. And it's only like 3 months, or a little bit over 3 months. Sniffing affected me big time. Kinda lose my friends. They kinda lost interested in me. And it seems like I was pushing everybody out.
Una kama kinadatairo kakku ullu your record PA kasiugu in one day.
21 takes. Ullu atausu.
Why?
Te manara pelautunga. Inoka tinu mamea niaru me piyu yunga. Takunal takatateka. Kawi takatateka. Mamea gitatai yakatesiman. Te manga tabakat daung ya dong ni kuyunga taken 21 takes. Da kawi ga malkamet yuga manesa ki 21 maler.
Kano ti gupilok te?
13 years.
Kau tematiak tu.
Kau tamakasa. Ilan ko 1 month nukangawruk pagkaroktunga. Ang atano nakaminang.
Inari kaya man na audak si mayo ko kanyo gibiyo at utakang na ako yiwa.
Ito takang na siya ito nang piugi yari.
No, kami tunod daw diyo yakatrok si mami gama. Dingo ma yakatrok si mga tiyama. Ma nasya ko matarok kagi. Mau makatili matarok kagi ni dyan. Yung na ikayo siguro mimo.
Yeah. I saw the seal, baby seal. Nothing really that important to me, but keeping me off from my addiction, that's the main point for me.
When we were growing up, my mother tended to leave a lot, and she'd be gone for weeks or months at a time. And there was nobody to take care of Tony, Terry, Ben, Lorna. So I had to take care of them. They feel like I'm their mother more than their sister. So I think I raised Tony along with growing up with him at the same time. No choice.
When we were growing up, we used to hang out at Tony's place because there was nobody telling us what to do in the house. Oftentimes the mother was not there visiting, and Tony was sometimes tied up with a rope to a table or chair on the floor, and he couldn't reach water drinking places. He couldn't reach the kitchen to eat, and there was hardly anything to eat anyways.
So maybe I was 4 or 5 when I started taking care of Tony.
He was a small child, a baby, when I used to give him something to bite when he was hungry. I used to give him maybe a cookie or a cracker and some water.
Umanipak kakati yun iso sa rutid nga. Amis yung mata. Kuya katak si maya kami yung mata. Kasi namin sa waktu naksa, amis yung naksa uyakti yung milat ko, kaya nguyak ka, ning nga mabigayak ka. Tamak ko ang utay yung mata. Bayo kaya pisimati ka suruwa mo, mga anak tao ni kuwiningin ni. Sakot titay ni mamun. May ringat takat yung migama, pero makiyat tira isi. May ringat tak pa yung migama. Demang tayo gibo. My anger began a long time ago when my father got killed. That's where it came from. That's where it originated from.
We were walking back here, and then it got foggy, started getting foggy, and then we heard gunshots. My mother said maybe somebody caught a seal from the gunshots. And my aunt was happy, thinking somebody had caught a seal. But then after we crossed the river by, you know where the bridge is? After we had crossed there, my brother Charlie and I think it was Peter, they came up to us riding their bicycles. And Charlie told my mom that my dad had gotten shot. I felt like I was alone in the world, that the only person that ever loved me was God.
When my father got killed, it's like no more protection. There was no protection at all anymore.
I didn't even want to go to school, just stay in bed.
People can pick on me, and not just pick on me, they did things, you know, to me and my family.
My mom, I remember she never ever left the house for I don't know how long. She just stayed there.
Over the years, it's what I said to you. I'm gonna get them back. I'm gonna make them pay. I help to pay, just like they gave me a help to pay. My world, it just hell on earth after that.
The first time he got sent away, he was only like, I think he was only 11 years old. When they sent him to Pond Inlet so he can be in an outpost camp.
My anger took me to different places. And it got me to the top a lot of times.
A lot of times the cops would go to our place and talk to my mother, saying Tony had been involved in breaking and entering and stealing, sniffing, popping pills.
And one day, that's what they showed me, was that electric shock. And that they said, that's what we're giving you. We just can't take it, we can't take this anymore. It scared the shit out of me, but it angered me more. It just angered me more. In the 90s, my life was like a little upside down at the time. Things got from bad to worse until I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't think it could get worse, but it got worse than that. I was always screwed up on pills. I always wanted to be high. That was my life, high. Being high. If not, I'm drunk. And pills gave me something that other drugs didn't give me. Blackout. Well, I woke up one morning. I just woke up, I'm gonna die today.
Somebody came into our house, making all this noise.
I thought about it all day. Who can kill me? Then it popped in. Cop. They have license, you know.
Constable Michael Robert Jeffrey, who was living at General Delivery, Clyde River, Northwest Territories. The statement was taken on the 21st of July, 1994 in Clyde River.
And he was pissed off, talking all crazy, like, I'm gonna die today. Somebody's gonna kill me today.
I got a call from a resident in Clyde River who reported that Tony Kalluk had been kicking in doors at a house near his place.
I didn't have to look for them, they looked for me. It all came together.
Then he went into the kitchen, took out two knives, and then he walked out.
These weren't little knives that he had in his hand. These were butcher-style knives, long butcher knives. As soon as he turned around, he started running straight for me and saying that he was going to kill me.
Guess what I was on? That's what you call suicide mission.
I immediately ran backwards as fast as I could. I drew my service revolver, pointed it at Tony, and as I was running backwards on a dirt road down the street, I told Tony that he had to stop or I was going to shoot him.
I remember I was walking behind Tony, and he told me to keep following him, and I kept following him.
We probably walked a half a kilometer. All the time, Tony screaming at me that, you know, he wanted to shoot me or not shoot me, stab me. He was going to get at me no matter what. At one point, he wanted to prove that he wasn't afraid of dying, and he took the knife, one of the large knives that he had, and on his left forearm, he made about a 4-inch cut into his arm, just to demonstrate that, you know, he was very serious, that, you know, he wasn't afraid of my gun, and that he wanted to kill me.
Hey, you fucker! I'm gonna fucking kill you, man. I'm gonna kill your fucking wife. I'm gonna kill your fucking kid. And you're gonna fucking what? Fucking cop. I knew if I hit a spot where it hurts, then he's got a chance to shoot me. He's gonna pull his gun. I knew that.
So at that point, we continued to walk, and Tony lifted up his hand and he went towards a throwing motion, and I had no choice at that moment, but I took 2 shots. And I deliberately took 2 shots towards the bottom of his legs. I was at a 45-degree angle, and I realized that I had placed myself in that position so that if I did have to shoot at him, and if I missed, I wouldn't hit any of the bystanders that were all around us, and there was quite a few of them at that time.
I didn't even want to see my brother get killed.
It was a lucky decision because one of the shots that I took actually put him down to the ground. So one of the shots hit him.
When you're a pill popper, even in your hallucination world, you battle. I battled demons. I battled the devil all the time. I never wanted to lose, ever. Kung may tuksok ti katawaluyak tuwi, piyong adyawaluyak patunga. May tulong yang naktung na akto yun eh. Tanda sa kudyumi karawakwangan ang yang naktung na akto yung bakfura yabudi. Kasi yan imiyar mo sa kuy lang migama. Tabuna kuwekit yang naluyak tugo. Tanda tinalu yung akaw yung katamang rok tungangan ni kurok tunga. Katunga karutay mo tumita ko nagiwan na rutay mo tidungan ko nagi isinak si masugi warwa kusakku si masugi warwa kutaman na sakku si maningit aku angal lama tanat tinalu yung akaw ibat yung kawan ang ito sak katang angal makuwes tuya katang waktu angal nga angal lang matan na tinaw yung akaw yung katak tunga. Asyang at tarok tunga piya yatang ni yung makaw yung matang na nga. Kawan ang ikan na yung makaw yung marak tunga. Nuya kukaru. Ketunga karu kape so yunak tiwan ni pia so akidunga. Ketunga ka nuya rusiwa takungitia kuwan. After I got shot, I got sent down to Alberta prison, and I stayed there for like 16 months, maybe 18 months, and I got released on stat. To my surprise, I walked into a terminal building in Inqawi. One of the very first ones is that cop, Mike Jeffrey.
Tony basically had told me at that point that, you know, he was very pleased about how things had turned out and the fact that I had not killed him.
He said he never shot somebody before until he shot me.
I told him also, you know, that I was really pleased that I didn't have to kill him. You know, I'm glad that things were turning out, and I hoped for him that he would be able to turn his life around and things would go better for him.
I thank him. He shot me only on the leg. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I just remember it was tough for you to even mention the guy that killed your dad, and now you've forgiven him and moved on, eh?
I had to. Just got sick of going in circles. It's going nowhere. I should have forgave him a long time ago, but just didn't. I wasn't thinking, you know.
So holding on to it just hurt you more, eh?
Oh, it was hurting me more than it was hurting him.
Yeah.
You know, look how many convictions I got out of this, you know. If I knew it was going to be this simple, just saying, yeah, I forgive you, I would have done so a long time ago. But, like you said,
you weren't ready yet.
No.
Still grieving, eh?
Oh, grief is a strong thing. It either makes you or destroys you, you know.
Well, hurting people hurt people, they say, eh?
And I didn't think I was hurting my family when I was going through that cycle. I didn't think I was hurting anybody. I didn't think I was hurting me. That's a funny thing. But it was hurting me.
So what do you think was the turning point for you that made you decide, I'm going to leave this lifestyle, I'm going home?
Well, I started talking to my mom again.
Yeah. Your mom was in Montreal, eh? Yeah. Tough to talk about, eh? Yeah.
I was not close to my mom all the time. But we had that connection all the time.
She's your mom?
I was not a good boy to my mom. Never was. Never listened, you know. But when I'm going through hard times, she was always there. So I picked up the phone. I said, Mom. She was kind of surprised. I phoned after a few years. I told her I was hurting. My heart is hurting. Then she asked, do you have a girlfriend? I said, yeah. That's it.
One time, my mom, she was really happy when she was talking to me. She said she and Tony had finally forgiven each other. After they had talked to each other, even their voices seemed to change, like the way they were talking. Tony's voice seemed lighter, and my mom's voice was happier.
I was glad. I was glad I started talking to her again because she passed away not long after that.
So you got to make amends to her before, eh?
Yeah. And I found out I was only a kid still when she passed away. It's like a little kid crying out loud.
Like that little boy inside, eh?
Yeah.
At first we couldn't talk because we were crying, mainly because our mother had passed away. And also we hadn't seen each other in like 11, 12 years. That was part of it.
I just got mad, of course. I said, give me a ticket. I'll be on that plane, ticket or not.
Tony told me that he might be here for 2 days, a week at the most. Then, that was in November. I came back here in February and he was still here. He had decided to live here. And he's been a different person.
I have addiction problems. They don't come first anymore. My kids, they come first. Much as I want to talk, much as I want to drink, much as I want to hurt people, that can wait, I always tell myself when I got my kids. My kids, they're teaching me something I've never ever knew before. How to be a kid.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, JP.
How you doing?
Very good.
Long time no see. The man, come on in. We're gonna go into the warden's office.
You haven't changed.
No?
Still young.
You've changed a little bit. You got a haircut. Finally.
I know.
You have a real job?
Yeah. I'm a counselor now.
Yeah, I know. I hear all about you. That's awesome.
I-
This place. There's only so much we can do here. And you know, often the guys who will come in and they will be out of control, either coming down or angry or whatever else. And after we have them and do programs, we stabilize them.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes well. And then we ship them back to that, where there's no resource in the communities. We need to invest more in the communities, but we also need to invest more into the people of the community. There's counselors over there. There's people who have the potential. There's elders that have like good sense and stuff like that. There's a lot we do here, but I guess maybe where we're lacking sometimes is out there in the community.
Kapluna pikkusingani atuanin ayukatta. Taununga kapluna nunang anugangata. Kapluna yakun nang tiaksutillo tamannalo. Aki uteugaswakto adlaudluni.
I know the government of Nunavut has been talking about creating an addiction treatment center, and I know that they've been working on things like a mobile addictions treatment program.
Tamanna takusimallugu. Maani nunavutilo ani pitakalikpat. Temet tumiluktuarmit inunnillu piliriyuni. Taana pitakalikpat piliriyakinnersammeриалугаярту инуукатигииссута пеккусиккинни qaulimaattu teqattaleqatta.
Dumi ukaw siya kagalami ka ma. Ukadagyak tong miyo nga. Hindi siya kimik kanayam niya ma. Kanaya siya kuro ako. pijuta karwa kuing karwa junga. Ninga kamasi ang yukano ninga tunga.
Last Wednesday, I think it was, Tony came in and made the decision to quit his job. So he's no longer here working.
Yeah, I sense that he wanted me to quit, look like, so I said, fuck it, I quit. And one thing led to another on my part, maybe on his part too.
When Tony's at a wall, his first reaction often is going to be to default. Screw it, screw everybody, I'm leaving, don't want any part of this, I'm just out of here.
I asked him if he wanted to step outside or do it here.
You know, one of the things that we as addicts have often is get into this kind of concrete thinking, black and white thinking. And things are either really good or they're really bad. And for Tony to find that middle ground where yeah, I don't agree with this, I don't like this, but it's not all bad. You know, we're not, you know, to look at the issue, not the person.
I know I have anger issues, I know that. I need to work on them, I know that. I've been working on them big time, very hard. But I forget sometimes just where I was coming from and where I came from. I'm still that guy who fucked around, walked around, act tough, talk tough. Maybe I should let him go, but it's hard.
I'm sure that Tony's heart is still in what he was doing when he was here. Tony's never gonna stop wanting to help people and help himself.
What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna overcome this? I don't have a whole lot to say right now. I have many things to say. But I'm gonna stop it there. I'm sorry, Jake. And I thank you for everything. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Kangertugaapimmi peersagama ujjerisimmaddugulu ikayuutissartaqatsiartinnagu nunalinni inunnu pikammalutuunnataqattarmata Tony tut tiguyousimayuni amisuni takusimavunga piluartumi inui angutinginni oqartarvittaqalertiddugu ikayuutissa atunnulluti kisutuinnai asijjerpalliavu sukkaittume